And I am going to take the opportunity to use these, what is often rare December days that are with blue skies. We're in a cloudy part of the country and a cloudy part of the year in the Ohio Valley here, but this year isn't providing the clouds, which is great for making videos. So here we go. This is listed as an uncommon tree, but I find it on almost every hike that I do in these stream valleys and moister hillsides. And this is the Kentucky coffee tree, and it has a lot of unique characteristics that make it easy to separate from other trees. One is the bark, which has these almost looks like hourglass shaped ridges. You wouldn't call them furrows, but they're ridges that stick up about 1/4 inch from the bark and continue the whole way up. It's almost a sapling here. It's about 4 inches in diameter, but even the larger trees have these ridges. And with the shadows created by the sun today, we can see them quite clearly. Got one right up the trail here with the same ridges. And almost looks like the pattern a sandbar would make from water flowing over sand. It's like almost braided. So we've got a whole bunch of them growing here that are saplings or smaller trees. And what could be the parents are right up the trail here. I'm just going to walk a few feet here. I'm on the banks of the Little Miami River here in Warren County, Ohio. And this can grow in floodplains. This is a higher floodplain here. It probably doesn't stay underwater that many days of the year. It's not right at water level. It's about 10 feet above water level. But here we've got some very large, mature Kentucky coffee trees. Probably 1 foot in diameter and 80 feet high, 60 feet high, I'm guessing. And with this blue December sky, we can get a real good look at the seed pods, which are about 4 to 6 inches long and 2 to 3 inches wide. They're oval. And this tree is in the legume family, which means it has beans inside those seed pods. I won't advise people onto what's edible unless it's no chance of it harming you. These bean pods are toxic when raw. There is a way to make them less toxic that the pioneer people used, and they made a coffee substitute out of it. And I will allow you to figure that out for yourself, but it can be done. But that makes this tree very easy to distinguish in the wintertime, these bean pods. The locusts often hold their bean pods as well, but they're of a different shape. They're usually longer or narrower, and the honey locusts especially curl up amongst themselves. But these are oval shaped. I'll do a segment on the bean pods when I can find some closer to the ground. None of these have dropped. I've been looking all over. There's none on the ground. But the bean pods of these Kentucky coffee trees accent against this blue winter sky. And as you look up, you can tell by the shape of the bean pods that this is a Kentucky coffee tree and not a locust, honey or black locust. And I'll do a segment on the beans when I can, and also the foliage is unique. This tree has bipinnately compound leaves that have hundreds of leaflets on them. And I can do that in the summertime. They're a late blooming tree, so they're what we call a late riser. They don't get their leaves till late spring. And the leaves themselves, I've got one of the stalks here. Lay it on the ground here. And this stalk or stem of the leaf is probably 18 to 24 inches long. And there are many, many leaflets and sub-branches that come off that stalk or stem and provide a unique foliage. So it's an interesting tree. And I do find it commonly. So I'm not going to call it uncommon because I'm finding it almost every hike I do. Not everywhere, but it does appear. So this is the Kentucky coffee tree with its winter appearance.